Rightio. Welcome everybody to the winners interview for the boater side of things for the Albany event, which is a Zipbaits sponsored event on the Australian BREAM tournaments. So it's also a big shout out to Daiwa Australia for being the series sponsor of the ABT series. I'm standing with sitting with a very lucky newbie who is the first time he's ever competed in an ABT event as a boater.
Yep.
And you got this big check here.
Yeah. Pretty stoked with that.
Pretty stoked with that, yeah.
Didn't expect that.
Well, hey, you start off with a pinnacle. It only goes downhill from here.
Yeah,
now,
that's true. Don't worry, I know what it can do to us.
So, tell us a little bit about your weekend. Tell us a little bit how you fished, and how you going home with all the chocolates back to New South Wales.
Yeah, true. Just leading up, was and Nara to actually come over. So when I finally made the decision, I thought, and just did all this, as much study as I could through whatever's out in the socials, like I said. The WA guys were unreal. They looked after me, like picked me up from the airport. I was trying to hire a car and everything like that, and they just made everything fantastic for me. So, which takes it all out of the play and just concentrate on your fishing then.
Yep.
So pre-fish, pretty much went out and first time I've ever seen the place live, and just got shown around by a local. And just sort of picked it to pieces and thought, I'm not going to try and reinvent the wheel. I'm just going to do what I do. It's very similar to Tug of Lakes. And I just thought, a bit of a crossover from that and Lake Macquarie. So I thought, I know what works there. And it works
is similar to Lake Macquarie. I mean, I fish Lake Mate, and the inlet system of Albany is very similar to that.
Yes.
The quality of fish you got today and this weekend doesn't always produce that out here, unfortunately.
Okay.
It's sort of a kind of a lottery. But it is very similar.
Yeah, very good. Day one I was with Blake, who got the win. And like you said, I just went over there and just thought, mate, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I know, and I think I had my bag probably in 20 minutes.
Yeah, right.
They weren't big fish, but I thought, that's a bag, and everyone knows that's just weight off, isn't it? So,
start of the day.
Right, then we just start working on that. And we did, we just slowly, Blake was struggling for a little while, and we just sort of worked as a team, basically. He was just putting his information into me, and it was really good. It was a good day, good relaxed day, because it was a little bit, I don't know, the guys, that sort of stuff going on. So, but it was good. We grounded out, and it wasn't a massive bag, but it was I didn't know if it was going to be big or anything. When you're doing Hawkesbury's and Sydney's and stuff like that, you need those real big bags. So.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Albany, the last sort of 12 months, the bag weights haven't quite been there with this system. So the smaller bag weights, it seems to be somebody does really well on day one, and they struggle to back it up on day two, obviously. So it's quite interesting, the bag weights in general. I mean, we had a kayak comp here not that long ago.
That's what
in February.
And
I mean, the winning bag of that was just over 3 kilos or whatever it was from memory. So it wasn't a whole lot. So and that's with 6 fish, obviously. So, but glad to hear it was a fantastic fishery and very similar to back home, which was good.
Fish. We got heaps.
What lures did the damage for you?
Day one was practically, I threw just about everything. Again, just trying to cycle through a pattern. I had it in my head that it was going to be bent, so it was pretty much everyone's old favourite. Pink head, whatever you want to call it. Silent,
all the
obviously.
tackle shops love this on it because everybody go restocking.
And it worked. I did switch bait behind it with FLT grubs, aquas, and gulps. But I was just getting a lot of bycatch. So I just every time I went back to that day one, it sort of started working, getting boils and better fish. So slow upgrades into the mid-30s.
By switch baiting, what do you mean by that?
Just throwing a plastic in behind. So crank it back if they're just looking at it, and then just throwing a plastic back into it and sinking it down. So you're sight fishing basically.
Okay.
You're trying to keep them away from the boat and not get near them to spook them. And they just come sand pockets, hitting sand pockets around
sand pockets. Cool.
Which is classic for over east.
What type of rods and reels do you run?
The plastics were mostly on the Duffy's one. That's only a recent one that I've got off him. It's just the sensitivity in it is unreal. It's the Crank and Bones, and it is a 1-4 611 custom built, that one.
I've got one of those myself.
And
good rod.
It's just the feel that's in it's just sensational. Like every little tap, weed, everything, a whole lot. You didn't know exactly what's going on. So I prefer it. I'd like to have 20 of them, so I could do everything with them, but I use it mostly for plastics.
That's good.
And then on day 2, sorry, that was day 2. It was the hidden weight. That's the TT.
Yep.
Hidden weight.
What a 140 or a 120?
That's a 128, that one.
Yep.
And it's a 10.
Yep.
I like to get the hook back in the plastic a bit.
Yep.
And that was on the classic.
The old camo.
The old camo crabbies.
Gold prawn.
Sorry,
Yep.
yep. And I had a plan coming in because I know if it's getting flogged and they're seeing the clown heads and all the same stuff, you're not going to get the quality fish. And knowing that I think it was 900 grams behind, I had some catching up to do. And I don't have big fish spots, but I knew they were there. I saw them on Friday.
Yep.
And I thought, surely. And I just got stubborn and pretty much got lucky
Yep.
to get that last big one. And the bents today mostly, these ones have been rubbed back and sprayed by, I hope you get it right, Jamie Bowden.
Okay.
I was just talking to him and I said, mate, I've got other lures there. Is it possible to change them? The whole reason for it was because everything's silent now. You can't get the rattle. I can't find the rattles in them anymore. And these were old colours that I didn't really like.
Yeah.
And I said, mate, nothing to lose. Like, they're expensive, we know that. But
Yeah.
getting that rattle in there, something different colour. So it's got a little bit of UV under the bottom of it. And yeah, unfortunately, I only had 2 of those, and I had one with a little blue tip on the bottom of it, and it's now on the bottom somewhere, stuck on cockleweed or whatever. But yeah, they were loving that. So, but yeah, that worked early.
So the rattle was a bit of a key.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Like when you just sort of park it and you just give it a little scoop like that, if they were nosing it, they'd just go, right, that's definitely what I want to have a look at. And they were on it. So yeah, that bag was pretty quick today. On these, and then it just shut down because it was so glassed out.
What about your big one? Did you get that one early? Did you get it late?
No, that was late,
Late,
that was probably about just after 12, I think.
Yeah,
and
okay.
it was a grind.
Sort of
The whole plan was just to try and get 30s in, because we were still, both non-boater and myself had a few squeakers in there, like just on, you know, that 30 mark. I thought, it's not enough, you know, and it was just one of them things when all the stars aligned, just cast between like 2 clumps of cockleweed, and it just took off and went that way, and I thought, is that a flathead? Like, what? And it was going, and because we caught a couple of salmon earlier, like throughout the weekend, I thought, oh, hang on. And then it just went sideways, and I went, oh, okay, and I could see the size of it, and I went, that's a bream. We've got to go after that. And unfortunately, we had issues with electric, so we started the main motor, and Steve, to his credit, and he was great.
Oh, that's
Power
good.
on, off, on. So,
is that a PB black brim for you, or is that?
It would be, quite easily,
Did you
I
measure
did
it
catch
well?
him. No, yes, we did. It was 42 and a half. Yeah, 42.
Or
No, tipper.
tipper.
Tipper?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, tipper.
Tipper. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's a very fat fish for
Yeah.
that sort of size. So, because Blake's was 42 and his weighed 1.2. So
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
200 grams difference in the same sort of size fish.
Yeah.
So obviously much more abundant food for him out in the estuary than the river. So.
Yeah, when I got hold of it, I thought, you know, the boys that were up further in the racks and that, they heard me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I let it go. You know, like I thought, this is a pretty good fish.
As you do, mate.
Yeah, for sure. They don't come along all the time, that's for sure.
No, that's it. Well, great job on the win. Thanks for jumping on the plane and coming over and competing in WA. Great to see it's your first ABT event. I'm sure Steve and Nicole will be very excited to have another newbie winner, and that is fantastic for the team back at the ABT. Just want to shout out to all the sponsors for the ABT series. Big thank you for the support. Thank you for the support here in WA. Big shout out to the rest of the crew from WADA for putting on the event. And the next ABT event, I believe, is the first weekend of May in Hawkesbury, off the top of my head. And our next one in WA is the 3rd week of June, I think it is, down at the Blackwood River. So if any of the East Coast guys are looking forward to want to try to find a boat, give us a hoy over here and we'll see what we can sort out for you. All right, thank you. Well done again.
Thanks, mate.
Too easy, mate. Safe travels home.
Thank you.